Give us a show.
Game 1, time in, 0-0.
It will be Christian Alshon to serve first to Federico. Big serve and a couple of heavy balls from the baseline. You promised it from Christian Alshon.
Not very many backhands he wants to hit out of that corner, and he's just so athletic. What a play. First off, he went to Christian's forehand to then open it up to the backhand, and a pretty bold move at going body. Guys are doing that a lot lately, though.
Why is that, you think?
They're so long and they're hard to pass. If he were to try and go around Christian there, I think Christian with his athleticism and reach and speed just would have closed it off.
0-1.
Nice counter. Alshon has the reach. Very physical builds.
1-0.
Also into the quarterfinal rounds in men's doubles. Got knocked out in mixed yesterday. Or I should say semifinal round, excuse me. And another point for Alshon. How about that quarterfinal finish? And Christian falling to Mari and CJ.
CJ Klinger, the slider, he's on one this weekend. He's playing great. Another young kid on the men's side who's really growing into his body. Becoming more physical, adding more power. People have seen it coming for years.
Humberg and Klinger will face the Johnsons today.
0-2.
Waters and Johns will face Bright and Patrickwood for our first mixed doubles match.
That one's exciting.
Side out.
Will be. Nice volley again from Christian Alshon and a great read of the play.
Yeah, Christian is really going to look to just use his deep returns and get into the net and use his athleticism. I think his net skills I would favor over Federico's just from a pure length standpoint.
2-0. Side out.
Good placement to Christian's feet in the transition area on his way up to the kitchen. Ball back to Fed.
And actually, if we could maybe get a pan in on Federico's paddle, I think he's changed to a wide body paddle for singles. If I'm seeing it correctly up here.
2-0.
Anna Bright?
No, it's hard to see.
I think so. I mean, and if so, then he's definitely looking just to get a little bit more pace on his shots.
Why does that paddle give you more pace?
0-2.
It's wide body, bigger sweet spot. For tennis players, I like to equate it as going from a Wilson Pro staff to a Babolat Pure Drive. It's just such good net coverage by Alshon.
Another look.
2-0.
Albatross.
Side out.
The inside in, where Christian runs around his backhand and tries to go up the line, is always a risky shot. And you have to hit it well because it leaves the court open, as Federico defended there.
Side out.
Just missing. Getting a good look. And that's singles now, Michelle. If you're off by just a sliver.
Yeah. Slim margins.
2-0.
Oh, wow. Federico comes from out of nowhere. Christian Alshon leaves it high. He's in control of the point, had Fed out of position. Saw the open court in a similar play that we saw in the lead two in match one. The anticipation.
I just got confirmation Federico is using the Scorpius.
Wow.
Wide body for the win.
Nice. Good eyes. Layup. Bird's eye view from up here, and what a shot from Alshon.
Again, going body. Way to get it low and hitting up on Christian Alshon is always a tough task.
2-0. I'll recall.
It is gusty out here today. I would say the most wind
2-0.
all of the days of the tournament so
You're
far.
You're definitely right about that, which I'd love to get your perspective on singles, the biggest impact that has. Nice volley sequence. Federico channeling the ball exactly where he wanted it to go.
And Christian telling Lee Waters, I got to get it down. I think that was the right shot. As you can see, he's motioning to himself. He's got to get it down. I think he's got to swing a little bit quicker on that, not guide it.
0-2. Point.
There you see the much improved backhand of Federico Staksrud.
Yeah, you talked about it.
Yeah, him and Juan were just hitting backhand after backhand after backhand.
In what ways do you think it's improved the most? Just consistency, depth?
Yeah, he can go down the line with it now. He can roll it now. He used to just essentially bunt it and try and dip it and get in. Now he's able to pass and go different areas. Problem right now is Christian just guards the net so well, and Federico wants to drive and like kind of cut the next ball off. And if you're hitting them too high, Christian's going to make you pay.
2-1.
Great return and a great shot.
And a weapon of a serve, too.
That's just too good.
A theme in 2025, Leia, too, has become weaponizing the returns.
3-1.
But when you face servers like Christian Alshon, I'm curious how you can even do that. Oh, there it is.
There we go. What a great net point right there. So high quality. Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing is, like, the more you hit them, the better you get. It's getting to a point now. When I first started playing, it was like you would just go out and you would hit and you would do the main things. Now if you're not doing structured stuff, really watching tape and figuring out what shots you need to add to and where you're getting attacked, then you're wasting your practice.
When you're watching tape, what are you studying? Are you looking at other players' tendencies? Are you watching yourself back just to see where your holes are?
I would say right now, I mean, I always do refreshers on people's tendencies, but for the most part, they don't tend to change that much. I'm just kind of looking where I need to improve my tendencies that I don't particularly like either. It's a great, see, he gets that ball low, Christian sails it. The lifetime ball below the net is so tough.
3-3.
Just asked Kate Fahey yesterday.
Yeah, what? Dive into that lifetime ball
We'll
concept.
dive into that a little bit later with the women's match that's coming up. But basically, this ball is heavy, and we're used to playing with the Vulcan Pro Flight, which was much quicker through the air. Now, getting it down and hitting up on it is just so much harder. This ball also sits up a lot higher, so you have a lot more options. Whereas before, with the Vulcan, we were short hopping.
All over the country. So
I'm on every single one of those stops.
4-3.
Catch Leia Jansen in action live.
Great return by Christian. Deep to that backhand corner, pinning Federico back.
Point.
Another big serve from Alshon. What do you think Lee was maybe suggesting to Christian Alshon there at the break, if you had to guess?
So, I have a, I don't like to act like I have a ton of insight on what Lee does, but I did play for her on the fives.
Right.
And I have immense respect for Lee as a coach. I think she is, if you were to put her in any sport, she would be an amazing coach.
What a point. That mouse prevails.
And I know she likes to talk to each of her players differently, and that's the reason what makes her great. It's not about her, it's kind of about what the player needs. So what Anna Lee needs is much different than what Christian needs. And I know she just likes to keep things simple with Christian and give him 1 to 2 things. And sometimes it's just kind of to be a more calming presence. So it could have been one of those 2 things of maybe return here or just kind of help him get a good breath.
Yeah.
But I do believe that's her superpower. She knows how to talk to the players. If I never once even remotely wanted to get snippy with her, you know she's really, truly, she's got it down.
5-4.
Nice.
What a shot.
What a third. Put him right where he wanted him.
Tough because Federico is serving big to Christian's backhand. He has a hard time returning that backhand. So he runs around it, and Federico's going to make you pay. Too short. Misses. You heard Juan just urging Fed on, saying, vamos, that was a good play. What a return, thank goodness. Oh my gosh.
Magic from Federico. He wants to hear it.
Ernie failed to flip winner. Amazing.
That's
no,
awesome.
look at that, no less.
Add it to the toolbox.
That was impressive.
The pump fake, Ernie.
Gave him the out press.
Point. 7-4.
Federico commanding the court. 8-4, needs 3 to take it, and Christian will use that free challenge in the form of a timeout.
Time in. 8-4.
There you go, that's a good return. Great shot.
Point.
Great shot. That's Christian's favorite shot, just running around. He has both the inside in and the inside out, stretching Federico there. Needed that one.
Yes, he did. Back within 2. This is the top of the draw, bottom half. Hunter and Connor Garnett's will square off later on today.
It's going to be a good one, too. What a good day.
Yeah. And the finals will be epic, too. There it is. Federico Staksrud targeting the backhand of Christian Alshon. Never could get off the baseline. Ball back to Fed's side.
Yeah, Christian is still at the standpoint. His two-hander has come so long, but still, for the most part, he can only play a defensive dip or chip shot from there. Which is honestly a lot of the guys.
Yeah.
Girls are more talented on their backhand.
I agree. What is that? In tennis, too, it seems.
I think we just developed it more because we weren't as strong when we were younger. So, I mean, my backhand isn't the greatest, so I'm just developing a theory, honestly.
8-6.
Nice serve. Wow. Unbelievable movement from Staksrud and great anticipation. Knocks the volley home down the line, but that serve cross court was impressive too.
Just stretching Alshon, keeping it low and stretching him, that's a tough task. Alshon is just going so flat and hard on these returns right now. Not a lot of margin for error, but also it's a little bit underrated to maybe hit your returns not Mach 5 so you can get to the net a little bit quicker. Just like that. He's up at the net and more established.
Yes.
And he's Mach 5ing it, he's rushing it, and he's not giving himself enough time and just missing some.
Fights off 1 game point. With an epic return, we'll see if Christian Alshon can start to climb.
Crazier things have happened.
Like 12 straight for Conor Garnett in game 2 over Jack Soccer. One of the things. Nice.
The fact that it happened in both games, and right there, that was such a smart, you can tell Fed, he just told himself, smart return. He's been hammering Christian's backhand corner, and then he takes one to the forehand, completely off-footing him.
Game point number 2 for Federico Staksrud.
Great return there, too.
Deep to the backhand prevails. Christian Alshon back to work.
6-10.
Skip off the tape. Alshon takes another.
The biggest difference I've seen this year in playing this year is you can't just hit. It's very rare we ever see just a clean third shot pass anymore. I mean, you have to hit 3 to 4. Was that in?
Yeah, it was.
What an amazing stab volley. Back behind him.
Explain why that's so difficult.
Because you're defending the open court, then you're having to reach back behind and hit a ball below the net to his weaker side.
Game point number 3 here for Fed.
Good volley.
Wow, no-look cross-court pass from Staksrud.
Does he work too hard? Does he want it too much? I think Christian does that as well. I definitely do that as well. You know, there's definitely that line, and I think Anna Leigh has found it of what is enough.
Yeah. Well, especially when everybody
What a
here
serve.
is competitive and wants to be the best too, right? So whatever the method is for each individual is correct. Anna Leigh says when she's home, she often doesn't train as much because of the workload
Well,
of
I
the
mean,
season.
perfect practice makes perfect. If I'm out there for 4 hours using bad footwork, using my bad mechanics, and I'm just like out there and you're just trying to make my legs tired, that's actually going to make me worse in the long run. It's going to get me hurt. So remember that for your junior players. More isn't always better. It's perfect practice makes perfect.
Quality over quantity for sure. Federico Staksrud opening the scoring and in game 2, looking to build against Alshon and get out the door in 2. Wants to avoid that third with
What a shot.
the backhand corner 2 from Fed.
Much improved. Like his ability to go line and not just bunt it cross. You see Christian was leaning. Fed saw the opening.
Talk about the lifetime ball here at the Lifetime Rancho San Clemente. You mentioned some of the differences. A little bit harder. Bounces a ball length roughly higher.
2-0.
Drier conditions in California. Finesse roll out of the air from Christian Alshon. Perfectly placed, side out.
Taking a little bit of a break with the intercom going.
Somebody's parked illegally. Hopefully it's not any of the boys on the court.
Honestly, this kind of helps Christian. He can
Yeah.
get his breath, help reestablish himself.
0-2.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Heavy pass inside out. Federico Staksrud up 3-0. Christian Alshon doesn't seem to have any answers.
Amazing pass right there. It was a good return by Christian.
Well, to your point earlier, that's against the reach of Alshon, who can cover the net so well.
Yeah, the only thing, like I said, I can suggest is for him to not skyrocket his returns. I know that's tough to do, but it would give him more time to get in and establish. It's a good return.
Chip volley. Oh, Christian Alshon had the follow-up touch, punches himself in the head, calls the timeout. And you can see the frustration starting to weigh on Alshon, who is working on the mental side of his game. It's great insight, too, from a player's perspective, trying to find what works for each individual involved. And side out for Christian Alshon.
0-4.
Man, not even let cord go in the way of Alshon.
Just doesn't have really an answer for that backhand corner. When he runs around it, Fed has just been fending the net so well, and his backhand just really hasn't been able to hold up to the pressure yet. Open.
As I mentioned,
You hear Lee Waters really urging Christian on.
0-4.
volley. Same corner, but it's called wide.
And a challenge.
And then the Federico Staksrud.
That's going to be a nail biter.
Loss of a free challenge. No free challenges remaining. One free challenge remaining. Resume play at 4-0.
And Amy telling us what we figured. Federico Staksrud and Hayden Patrick, the 2 seed in men's doubles. They'll face JW Johnson and CJ Klinger, the 2 that slayed the Giants in Atlanta. Swept Tardio and Johns.
Oh, man.
Side out.
Great setup by Federico, just overcooked it. And that's big for Alshon losing that free challenge timeout, because he's going to have to play through now unless he can challenge something to go talk to his coach.
That's one way to hit the scoreboard in game number 2. Christian Alshon.
This isn't out of reach. Federico's had a few serves that he hasn't scored on. Few big serves, and you're right back in this. He's got to make that. Federico went cross court, left the court open for a good forehand look for Christian. He's got to make that into the open court. And that's what it is. If you're just a little bit off, you're not going to be hitting the scoreboard.
4-1.
Look at that. He hit that outside of the court. Look at that angle. No backhand necessary there. What a hold. Jeez.
And look at the part of the court it's hitting. It's like, how does he take enough off of it to be able to wield that angle and yet hit it with such purpose and pace,
right,
to stay in?
5-1. Point.
Hits lots of them and a lot of skill. Alshon is very, very, very frustrated, having a few conversations with himself.
Yeah, can you blame him?
Cannot.
He feels, I think, partially responsible with knowing he's not playing his full best, but Fed's putting him into a lot of peculiar positions.
Yeah, a lot of that is just the pressure that Fed's putting on him right now.
Oh, I
mean,
ATP for the books. Federico Staksrud lets the crowd here at 7-1 lead.
This is vintage Federico.
Yes, it is.
I want to say early 2024 Federico, when no one was touching him. It's great to see his swagger and confidence back.
7-1.
So good.
He can't miss. Federico Staksrud.
Even Christian Alshon had to give a paddle tap on that one.
Jeez.
You know how much he dislikes those. Too good is too good.
Last final both players made it to was Texas in March against each other. And only one will move on to tomorrow's championship rounds. It's looking to be Federico Staksrud.
Side out.
Good reaction there by Christian, though. Pretty positive, even though he's down 1-8.
1-8.
That mouse right away. Federico Staksrud lures him into it.
That was amazing. Christian hit a low dipping pass here, and look at that, just control on that backhand volley. He made that look so simple. It's very obvious Fed has been in the lab for the last month working, as he always does, but it really seems like he's buying into what he's working at right now.
Big serve from Staksrud. This one seems to be out of reach for Alshon.
9-1.
That's what it takes.
Beautiful return from Alshon. He doesn't believe that he's out of it yet.
No, you love to see it. You hear Lee Waters saying, go for it. Go for your serve. Come on.
And the third wasn't there for Alshon. Ball back to Staksrud.
Yeah, his passes just haven't been as electrifying today as they usually are.
I think he's going to take a timeout, he being Christian Alshon.
I don't think he has one. I think this might just
be just a towel.
Towel timeout, paddle timeout.
Crowd's trying to help him out.
Change of paddle.
Yep.
Well, I mean, can't say he's not trying all the options out.
Do you ever do that? Switch paddles mid-match?
Yeah, no,
and
I
what
definitely
does it do
have.
for you?
Nothing. Yeah. Ooh. That was a clean look right there. You see Fed's just taking the ball so early, hitting the ball with conviction. Tough return. Christian seems to want to short hop his backhand a lot instead of let it come up and really do a full stroke. I know that's for a reason, but it's tough to time when you're off. Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh.
Counter volley on the Ernie gets match points.
Christian
Federico Staksrud.
A great getting that ball back behind him. Maybe an unnecessary Ernie, Michelle?
What's that?
Unnecessary Ernie, do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Look cool, though. Yeah, there it is. Big serve from Staksrud. He's out the door in 2.
Well, Fed, this was absolute pure domination out here. Everything was working the way that you wanted. How happy are you with this performance today?
No, it was a great match. I tried to use the crowd. You know, the energy on this court is amazing. So I used that in my favor. And yeah, super excited to be in a final.
I see somebody new on your bench over there. Is there another Staksrud out here today?
Yeah, that's my sister. So she's been helping me this week, and it's been great. I just have to focus on playing pickleball, hitting a plastic ball, and she does all the other stuff. So it's great.
It's been remarked that you may work actually too hard, too long, too many hours. Is there such a point in your mind?
Say that again, sorry. One more time.
Some people have said you may work actually too hard, spend too many hours on the court, care too much. Is there such a point in your mind?
No, for sure. I think sometimes you go over the limit. That doesn't help. You know, you overdo it, you overthink it. But yeah, I feel like the more you work, the better. Hard work is undefeated.
That's right. Well, practice certainly made perfect out here today. Congratulations. We'll see you compete in our final tomorrow.